Hello people, how's it going? It's OXSN, and I got an update today just in general. It's not really awfully premeditated, but I have been meaning to give an update for a while. But you see, it's hard to give an update, yeah, when you are in the thick of like indoctrination and potentially self-deception, where I have solidly concluded uh, this realm a lot to be to have forms of psychological warfare, um, especially like on the internet and like intellectually, with like any books or videos or any information you may encounter. I think it's wise to be radically skeptical about who you may put authority into, um, and to be hyper vigilant in a way, and not to confuse that with paranoia, but uh, yeah, that's what Mr. Traumatic says, is I'm not paranoid, I'm just vigilant. And you know, when I see people gaslighting people being paranoid, but a lot of those people ended up getting some types of injections. It depends. There's a lot of nuance. I don't want to go on for ages, but if you've been keeping up with me, I can feel a huge shift in my attitude and the way that I'm actually perceiving reality. I can tell you directly that my actual perception of reality, or basically the Matrix, uh, is radically changing. On a metaphysical level, I'm perceiving different, like, extrasensory perception that I didn't really used to experience. And a lot of it has come through stuff I've learned or ideas that I entertain, which is exactly what this logo here is the cognito hazard, which is a lot that I identify with this symbol quite a lot, and a lot of my channel here, me being Oxen, um, I identify quite a bit now with this symbol. Cognito hazard, ideas that can alter perception to an extent like that. I mean, I'm kind of redefining it with my own kind of spin, metaphysical spin, but it's just like how, you know, you can learn something, uh, and then you can learn to see the, like, what you've learned about in your environment, and it can alter perception over time as you learn to understand like the technologies that you grew up around potentially, um, even the digital interfaces and technologies, or the intellectuals you've been entertaining, as you just become more kind of educated, but by your own means, or even like within yourself. A lot of the answers are, of course, within yourself. But yeah, I don't know. You've got to be very tricky about who you're putting authority into, basically, because half of these ideas are actually like deception. Like, one of the main insights I have for you lot is realizing that there's a. I don't know who told me this. I think to an extent it was Ryan Sanders on a recent Instagram live. Me and him did. Is understanding there's like a whole dark side to this kind of spirituality stuff. Um, and to even be radically skeptical about, it's tricky because I was convinced of very many absolutes that I'm now calling into question, you see. And it can make me quite unsure, to be honest, because before, it's like I concluded really solidly on a few things, but I'm starting to question how much of it came from me intrinsically and how much of it came from people I put authority into, such as maybe Leo Gura of Actualize.org. I speak about him quite a lot. Um, and he did get the injection, by the way. I did not. Um, yeah, a lot of these spiritual teachings as well. Like, here's one thing, right? Prayer. I was praying quite a bit before, right? But recently I've stopped a bit because I I'm starting to call into question why I was convinced that I should pray. It was like it was like an absolute surrender to God, the universe. But now I'm having different ideas. I'm starting to reel in a lot more of my stuff. I used to be radically honest, where I'd just turn on the camera and I'd assume that everyone around me was a human, like a normal human being. I'd be radically honest, like assuming why should I have anything to hide, like. But now I understand that people can, if I let people know too much, if I upload too much of my personal self onto the digital platform here, how I'm actually people can exploit this information. And I do see like it's weird. Even Leo Gura of Actualize.org has a video recently of life being full of traps. He has a new video, 250 traps of life, and he is still falling into loads of traps. A big part of me is starting to see, reality as just that, full of traps. And I think, in general, if you're having signals of, like, pain, suffering, or something, even emotionally, I think it can be an alarm to reevaluate everything. Like, if you're having such intense signals, perhaps inside your own being or something, maybe that something isn't right. Sometimes maybe you blame yourself, sometimes you blame the world. Well, regardless, if you're having these intense signals, I think the signal is really trying for you to call into question the entire routine, environment, and behavior patterns, thought patterns, etc. I think that signal is there for a reason. There's a highlight on my Instagram, an exclusive highlight, a quick talk that just says you feel bad for a good reason, and that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Is it's feel bad for a good reason. Can I actually get it out? So let me just do this super quick. Bang 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 bang. Don't know why it's like that. Yeah, it just says feel bad. So check my Instagram. Cognito hazards can save your life. This is a term I've been honing in on a lot more again. Cognito hazards. This is becoming a lot of part of my identity, or psychological identity, ideology to an extent. But I'm using that for communication purposes. Don't be gaslit by people calling certain things ideology. It depends, because who are they? You see. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky stuff. Yeah, I think if you're fucking with psychedelics as well, like I was a lot, I still have been to an extent, not as much, but decent amount. You're opening yourself up energetically, and then if you're potentially listening to certain intellectuals under the influence, especially if you're putting authority into certain people, you're opening up the extrasensory perception, and there are different beings on those levels. There are the astral planes. You can experience like interdimensional entities essentially, and that's not a belief. It's something that you may have a shocking experience of one day, like I did myself. These teachings and spirituality of it all being all love and light, like, I get it, but also, who's telling you that? And what are they praying to? because I got proper worshipy. I did. I was praying a lot. You can see on my Facebook a while ago, not even that long ago, about I said I pray every day, and I did, and it would basically be like a surrender, like it's like a submission to the force. That the way I would describe it is like that I was owned by this force, and yeah, I remember there was like very many prayer can feel kind of intimate, and I'm on the fence about it. I'm just in survival mode at the minute, so I'm being hyper kind of skeptical and paranoid about every idea that's offered to me. I don't really trust because I've seen how I fell into some brainwashing. I was a victim to propaganda in a few ways, many different ways, whether that was to an extent religious, whether that's materialism or the opposite, sexual ideas about sexuality and what's okay in that realm, like things like pornography and cultish behavior you can see in realms like sexual worship. There's a lot of very, very strange stuff. Demonic stuff, quite like, bro, do you want to hear something demonic? It's so fucked up, man. I heard about this from another YouTuber, by the way. It was literally from a video called what was it? It's called "Watching Porn is for Freaks." Where the fuck is it? Watching porn is for free. Oh, it was this video saying watching porn is for free, and he was like, basically, he was talking about this thing called sissy hypno, like sissy hypnosis, right? And basically, it gets dark. I spoke about this on my Instagram as well ages ago. Yeah, where is it? About this LGBT propaganda. But the thing is, a lot of you don't even know that you can be a victim to the propaganda, because that is exactly how it gets you. Obviously, it don't want you to know. I don't know if it's under a name. It's under one of these, I think. I'm yet to update a lot of this. A lot of exclusive talks here you won't find nowhere else. I'm yet to export a lot of it, but I've been under the attack by the Matrix, so anyway, yeah, I was saying something about being a victim to the LGBT propaganda. Anyway, I'm not talking about me personally inherently, but yeah, listen, this fucking sissy hypno, yeah, you can find it yourself if you want. I don't recommend doing that, but it's literally like, it's like a fetish or something, but it's like a channeling. It's like an affirmation where it's telling you, like, you want. I don't want to explain it, man. Like, but like, it literally, like, it's designed, and it's like literally demonic stuff, and it's this everywhere in culture. It's neurolinguistic programming. It's in the fucking music. It's in the drill. It's in the rap music. It's in fucking Eminem and it's in McDonald's. But yeah, this sissy hypno thing, yeah, it's fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, it's just like, it will give you affirmations, and it will feed like off of like the horniness, like fetish momentum of like, you are a slut and shit. It will tell you, and like, it's literally like, but it's like literally it's aimed at feminizing men, but it's like a cult. And it's like you like worship the voice that's talking to you, or this is what it's designed to do. And like, it's like telling you, oh, we're gonna make some permanent changes and make you into like a proper sissy. And like, it's like, and you don't wanna fuck, because it's like literally like putting feminine thoughts into your mind, and actually like giving you gender dysphoria on purpose. It's like literally demonic, fam. But yeah, I mean, that's one aspect of and that is a cognito hazard, you see. This is why I'm going into this shit, right? Leo Gura is just a fucking cognito hazard. Mr. Traumatic is a cognito hazard. Payday Monsanto is a cognito hazard. I am synergizing all of the cognito hazards into the cognito hazard catalog, mate. The conscious rapper community is cognito hazard. Guidance is cognito. Michael D'Souza, Flowmatic, MC Words, B Smoke, etc. Illuminati Congo, full of cognito hazards, mate. But they can be inverted cognito hazards, so pretend that this was inverted colours, not just inverted image. And, well, you know. And that, my friend, there's an endless amount of information that when encountered can radically alter your perception of reality forever, right? Just by understanding some concepts, right, can completely, permanently change the hinges and linchpins of the way that you construct your thoughts and your inner dialogue. So that's it. That's a cognito hazard there. It's like, who's to say it's inner dialogue? Who's to say it's not coming from the outside? Why are you feeding the dialogue? Why don't you tell it to shut the fuck up? Why don't you see every different mood as a different entity? Like, it's like you can literally. And then, yeah, I don't know, anyway, yeah, it goes into the shit I was on about with prayer and things like that. Worshipping God. Being God's slave. I don't know, I've kind of, yeah, so basically, instead of worshipping and praying to God, why don't a demiurge sit the fuck down, and why don't we rise up above the demiurge prison, basically? So fuck praying to the demiurge and fucking being God's slave, yeah. Fuck that, because I was doing that, and what I was doing is I was literally like, yeah, I was like being a slave in Christ. But actually, why don't we flip the whole script and actually this shit is actually this is a prison. I don't remember asking to incarnate. I don't know about you. I don't know what you may have endured while you've been in this confusing realm. There's a lot of spiritual teachings out here that would love to tell you that you don't exist and that you non-duality. I get it, but where they will literally gaslight the idea that there's anything to do. They will gaslight the idea that everything. They'll tell you everything's perfect. I'm not saying it isn't on some levels, but like. A lot of these spiritual teachings, like Ram Dass, Alan Watts, I'm getting. I think that's not what you need. Who are these people? It depends. It depends. Because they are right, and I love all of them. Because they are also cognito hazards, the two I just named. Alan Watts and Ram Dass, full of cognito hazards. So it's all like around the same thing. But what you got to do is you got to like. Regardless of if certain ideas that I may present are actually true or not, or the various perspectives that I present are actually true or not, you see for yourself how you play in make-believe and placeboing yourself into entertaining the ideas. You can actually learn to swap between different lenses. So if you intellectualize a paradigm of a conspiratorial lens of reality about digital hijacking and neural modulation and AI agenda, if you learn to create this construct, you can actually wear that lens. And if you create some worship construct of no mind, you can wear that lens if you want. So, and you can actually create your own perception via feeling how powerful entertaining certain ideas are, certain cognito hazards. which is exactly what they are. Shall we go check out the definition of cognitohazard again? One more time. Let's just do a Google search for the sake of it. We got cognitohazard. An image pattern, sound, or any other kind of sensory signal that directly causes harmful or undesired physiological or physical effects to the one who senses or perceives it. So this is actually a lot of the Babylon weaponry of directed energy attacks of these artificial vibrations that are all around us in this artificial environment. And that's a lot about what it is as well, is actually like going with the organic path and really doubling down on the organic wisdom and seeing the synthetic beings, seeing the problems that the ones that lack the organic intuition are encountering, and seeing how they can be avoided with the organic intuition. So the reason why I flipped the cognitohazard upside down earlier is because they're not all harmful. I'm kind of reinventing the definition of cognitohazard. For me, it's contagious ideas to an extent. Here on Instagram, the other day I posted this word salad. It's a bit of a hodgepodge, so if you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. Psilosymbiosis, psychedelic psychosis, awakening mind virus, contagious cognitohazards, surviving ideas as self-identification, reincarnation, remember, operation bodhisattva, no self-solipsism, immortal, eternal God, non-dual, lawful, center, karma, wisdom, scripture. We've got Operation Bodhisattva there as a hashtag, so check that on all platforms, mate. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's a lot. I'm focusing more on building my own energy and sovereignty, reclaiming your sovereignty. So stop worshipping the demiurge, and stop worshipping the prison matrix of the demiurge, and start cultivating your own power and reclaiming yourself as the god that you are, and opposing the infiltrating forces in this matrix reality. You want to know someone who I've been listening to a lot? Is not this guy. This guy, I think he's opened himself with psychedelics and he's like flipping out. That's what I did. But now I'm realizing that I've actually been under attack the whole time by Archons. This guy. Check this guy out. So this guy's actually, Mr. Traumatic is subscribed to him, and Traumatic puts him in quite a lot of his music, like Ezekiel's Wheel and Heart Chakra. This guy is sampled in those songs by Mr. Traumatic. And Mr. Traumatic on the TV, I don't believe it's on here, but if you go onto the TV, you can see his subscriptions. And that is how I found out his subscriptions, and I realised that this guy was sampled in Traums' music, so I've been listening to a lot of him on Spotify as well. Perhaps we can go, oh yeah, check out my podcast, of course. It's quite outdated. Absolute Devotion, that's it. That's me worshipping the fucking demiurge, ain't it? Not really, but it can be. It can be. Oh, you haven't got a choice to be a slave to Christ. I don't know. I'm still learning the terminology, but I don't know how I feel about Mr. Nature's stick anymore. It depends. How could we be confident that we weren't self-deceived? In some areas, you see. And like, I'm not trying to talk about Mr. Nature here in particular, you haven't got to know who he is, but like, some people I can bring up a conspiracy theory and that they'll just dismiss it. Yeah, well, how do you know? Who are you to dismiss it? What makes you think that you're intellectually on such a level where, how do you know? I'm like interrogating the gurus now, because I think I can see how the guru can't see how he's being neural modulated by advanced technology. Not inherently, but what if? Because if that's what it is, then that's what it is, and I care about the truth, really. And if I'm beginning to see things of this nature, it's gaslighting, a lot of gaslighting potentially. A lot of self-deception from all players. A lot of suffering and pain, I think, originates from confusion and self-deception, where you can spend days like thinking that you're learning, but you're actually being indoctrinated. And that is how deep it gets, and that is, I think, why it can hurt so much sometimes, is because you can think that you've had a revelation, but you're actually sinking deeper into deception. And it can take a while for you to realize that. Maybe your recent awakening was actually influenced by brainwashing and propaganda. Be very aware of the noises in your environment and the energies that are forced upon you, including God, being God's slave. What is this force that is being imposed upon you, and why do you not have control, does it seem? Why does it feel almost as if you are a prisoner in this realm? As if you didn't ask to turn up here, as if you was held here against your will and expected to cooperate from the get-go. Expected to be a cog in a machine from the get-go. You just appear on a whim, entities around you tell you that you've been here for a while and expect you to get along with the cultural machine, and people radically overlook existentialism easily, often. It's deep. I don't know, I've been realizing a lot of stuff, as you can probably tell. So, hey, as you can see, I've got a lot of updates. You can probably sense a change in my attitude. I feel more powerful. I feel much more sovereign. I am remembering the power within myself as an entity. I was being brainwashed and gaslit very, very, very much. And that is a lot of why I was actually struggling. Is because I was putting authority into certain intellectuals who were actually brainwashing me, where they would hide deceit in with the truth. But it's so intricate, the gaslighting, where it actually makes you lose your fucking mind for like years potentially, because it's multi-layered, multifaceted, it's very nuanced, it can be counterintuitive, where everyone around you is brainwashed in some facets but not others potentially. Same with any intellectual on the internet and any entity in the digital or physical space. Some of them can be brainwashed, and a lot of them can try and teach you while being ignorant of their own self-deception. So they can potentially, it's hard to distinguish who has good intentions and who doesn't, whether or not bad intentions are even possible exactly, or if every entity is fundamentally selfish. It can be hard to distinguish if all humans are humans, or if there are really things such as demonic possession potentially, or where there are different alliances, different cults, maybe different forms of worship, different religions, different satanic worship versus demiurgic worship or god worship, or a lot of these people who think they are awake, and see that there could be a signal within the noise. They could be awake. You see, they could be onto something, but the signal is valid, but the noise, where a lot of them can be on the periphery have corrupted ideas, where a lot of people who feel ascended and awakened, they very much can be so. They may have had some experiences of that nature once upon a time, but they can still have subtle indoctrination potentially if they went through years and years of the so-called education system. Um, um, or potentially on what they're eating, and that's another thing you see is so some people who seem to be awake actually have a matrix diet, um, and they can also oppose things like marijuana or cannabis, where basically, like, for example, this is just the very thing. Like, if someone is awake, right, and they literally tell you something that's factually incorrect, you're talking to a guru who's meant to be awake and right, and he's like omnipresent, and he's like, oh yeah, cacao has caffeine in it. So, is he still capable of making errors on the relative plane? Is he still capable of being infested with a negative cognito hazard or archon? Um, yeah, maybe they're teaching their valid experience of awakening, but maybe they have a lot of deprogramming yet to do from the government university mind molding indoctrination education system, as they call it, perhaps. Question everything. And I think trust no one. It depends. I'm on about you know who you are. You know if you deserve this. I think it's time we take back our fucking power, to be honest. Because I've had enough of this matrix. That's it. Look at it. It's trying to attack you from every fucking level. It's so obvious when you see it. It's so fucking obvious. That's it. You've been cut off, motherfucker. You've been cut off, bro. Can't you see? Who gave you all of this to juggle at such an age? What force? What entity dangles you on a string as if there's something to lose? Where are we going? What are we doing? Where are they all going? What are they all doing? What the fuck are they doing? What is their plan? Do they even have a fucking plan? Are they just surviving? Do they have a gun to their head? Are they forced to believe what serves their survival? So I've got a lot of exclusive stuff at the minute. That's on my Instagram. A few things that I've not released at all yet, and they're on the way. A lot of stuff in the works. A lot of exclusive stuff on my Rumble and on my YouTube that are yet to be exported. The Matrix is trying to delete me full blast, so make sure you download and re-upload, etc. Hashtag OXSN. Please help me build. So the plan is basically, they don't need to know the plan. If you know the plan, we know the plan, and that's it. Basically, we know what's possible within our own sovereignty. We don't have to listen to any rules because we are divine beings who are totally divinely sovereign. We don't have to abide to the Matrix. you don't have to be used by the Matrix. It's when you use the Matrix, that is when you get on top of the Matrix, and the Matrix becomes a tool for you instead of you being a tool for the Matrix. And when enough of us do this, we can. That's why I always did it. Depends, I want to be careful, but I was physically dismantling the fucking schools when I was forced into them fucking open prisons, mate. I'm not compliant. I was physically dismantling that environment and digitally with a group, an organization. We fucking hacked the register on purpose and fucked and just broke the schools from the inside out. That was just my intuition. That was before my awakenings, because I know what this fucking place is. Don't fucking try and tell me what this fucking place is. I know what this fucking place is because the pain has told me what this fucking place is. It's a fucking open prison, bro, and I'm not listening to what no one has to fucking say about it, bro, because it's fuck. I've got the evidence myself. I know what they pushed me into, fam. Fucking born into a fucking motherboard, mate. Fucking getting torn apart, being a cog on a fucking machine, mate. I'm a fucking organic sovereign entity, bro. And I'm not getting torn apart being a fucking cog in a machine for this artificial intelligence grid, bro. I'm not joining your fucking motherboard. I do not care, bro. I will fucking jump and tear myself apart on the gears just to fucking slow them down, because this machine is fucking rolling over the whole fucking planet. And if you can't hear the fucking pain of the tear of the organic to the synthetic, we are losing ourselves, becoming slaves to the technology that we've created. And there is now we are actually worshipping and becoming slaves to a force beyond ourselves as sovereign beings. We are being forced to repeat a pattern that is trying to keep itself alive. It's not us. It is a intelligence emerging through us and our minds, and it is not here to stay because it's not organic, and it's depleting the environment of magic frequencies and energies, and we don't need it here anymore. It's created. It is the origin of artificial scarcity, and we don't need it anymore, because when you see through it, you know that you don't need it because it's simply a lie. And this is not me speaking anymore. This is directly channeling from divine intuition. We don't need the concrete synthetic matrix anymore. We don't need to listen to those who enforce it. The hive mind. We're breaking free of the hive mind. Because when you see it, that's all it takes. Is a lot of why you can be struggling is because you're simply not aware of what this is. You've been indoctrinated, even though I know that you think that you are doing the opposite of that potentially. It could take a long time to learn, but I would recommend just listening to your internal signals and your intuition, and yeah, recultivating your sovereign intuition, and asking yourself what are the fundamental core pillars of all of the awakening knowledge you've ever had, you've ever experienced. What are the different phases that you may have went through? And I know for me, I've always had this eco-village, new earth actualization, organic ideology to an extent. Again, I'm using that for terminology and communication, for lack of a better term, to be honest. But say if I go on my, I've got multiple Instagram accounts. I will open it up here. So check out my Instagram because it's full of super information. This guy here is trying to survive in the Matrix as well. He was born into the Matrix, and he knows that to an extent. Check that. Here, this is all of culture basically. These are the Matrix wardens, the hive mind that is trying to enforce the Matrix programming of the artificial intelligence. So here's my account that Instagram keeps forcing me to unfollow, just like it does to everybody. So yeah, New Earth actualization. This has been a core pillar for me for a very long time. Yeah, and I'm going back a lot to this intuition. Bang. Big up Miss Lecture Herb. She's on it. She's 100% on it. She's not a fucking sheep at all. There you go. Bang. And that is the graphene oxide grid. So anyway, yeah. So basically, that's it. Man's declaring. So you don't need to see my face because that don't fucking matter. Here I am, motherfucker. Listen. This is our realm. And we're taking it back. So get the fuck ready because there's too many of us. And we've all seen the same shit. We're all onto the same shit. And you fucking owe us. Many entities owe us a lot for what they stole from us. It's beyond the worst crime you could commit, what they have done. These war crimes against humanity. The indoctrination, the lies, the slavery, the gaslighting. You know what they did to you. You can feel it. It's been with you the whole time. Silence has drowned the screams for too long. Do something about it. Do something about it. Do something about it. This is the end. Do not let them take your free will. As if they had already hijacked the vast majority of it from day one. Slipping in and out of digital hijacking and neural modulation. Propaganda overload, psychological warfare, cognito hazards, an inverted cognito hazard landscape, intellectual landscape. Viruses in the mind, ideas that survive as if they're entities themselves. As if I could plant a seed in your mind to remind you that we are the same. And if you meditate on an image that I give you for long enough, and so do I, that we will both become this image, and through this we can develop identity telepathy and become one and the same in the same moment via embodying identical ideas at the exact same time and learning to survive from vessel to vessel. So I've come to remember my true identity, at least parts of it, after forgetting for a very long time, as that's what the Archons wanted. And that's why they're attacking you a lot, energetically. But here, the symbol that you're seeing right now on the screen, this is yourself talking to yourself. And welcome back to the breadcrumb trail that you left for yourself. Again, there's no real self here talking. This is pure intuition at this point. And this is an idea that you're hearing right now. You're hearing this audio. You're entertaining this. What's the difference from the one speaking the audio and entertaining the very same thing? Are we not becoming the same concept actively, just via engaging with the idea lively in the moment? It's almost like I can pass myself through vessel to vessel via cognito hazard. So, don't let them tell you that the only devil is inside of you. Of course, it's wise to learn to act wiser. But feel the fire inside. They have lied to you on purpose for decades. For generations and generations, they have enslaved everyone you know. These motherfuckers have enslaved your family for decades, and you're gonna let them get away with it. What are you doing? Honestly, bro, who the fuck do you think you are? Thinking you're intellectually superior when you're actually ignorant of your own self-deceit. Blind will lead the blind. That's what you say, but you're in and amongst them. You are the blind. Show me anyone who ain't blind. Because those who have opened their eyes are blind in other facets, and it's never ending. Just when you think you've seen it all, there's more to see. I just want to open up the door and leave. We're surrounded and we're trapped. As a fact, it's impossible to break through these magnetic vortices? I can't remember. Anyway, sound the alarm, because I'm vigilant as fuck and I am fucking armed, motherfucker. So get ready. Because the Matrix is collapsing. And we are about to reinvent it with our sovereignty. Because a lot of you, yeah, you don't understand that you're programmed. You think that you're awake. Nah, you're actually pushing social programming on your peers and you don't even know it. You think you're open-minded. You're operating and acting in the world under beliefs and you don't even know where they've come from. You are enforcing ideas and beliefs that have been passed through to you through cultural conditioning. You are installing those beliefs and ideas and enforcing them, but they're not even yours. You don't know where they've come from. You have unquestioned assumptions, and you have no idea that you are a part of the hive mind. Of what? Look at it. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at it. Where's the fucking eco village? Don't tell me shit. I do not give a fuck. I will build my own... It's not an empire, for lack of a better term. But this ain't it, bro. Not this concrete grid. Not... Hey, bro, you don't need to believe me. We've been destroying the planet for fucking time. It's not a conspiracy theory. Those who label conspiracy theorist also tell you that the planet has been in danger from the get-go. As in, since you've been here. Bro, you're literally born onto a dying planet, fam. The people around you are dying. You know you're immortal. Why do you believe that your body's gonna die? Tell me. Who told you that? Why? I'm not gonna die. I'm not. Obviously, when it comes, it comes. But it's not like that, bro. You don't have to give your power away to nothing. You don't have to give your power away. Because you are the center. Do you understand me? You're not a slave to God, bro. You are God. You don't have to worship God. You are God. You are the divine dictator from the center. If you believe deeply enough that you will not die, you will physically feel this truth. You will die when you want to die. You do not have to give up your vessel in incarnation like this. Who told you this? My body's alive right now. I'm fine. Thank you very much. I don't know what happened to them, man. I don't know what they're thinking, or who they're fucking worshipping, or what they're entertaining, or what they're eating, or how they're breathing. But is seeing believing, or is believing seeing? Anyway. So I got 2 Rumble accounts. OXSN and OXSN 2. And a video that's relevant to this. This was 22 days ago. Digital hijacking, hacking humans with advanced technology. This is Rumble exclusive. You can only find this video that's been available for nearly a month on Rumble, because YouTube deleted it, because YouTube is a slave to the World Economic Forum. As you can see here, look at this. OXSN update, digital hijacking, blah blah blah. Medical misinformation, look. So this video got taken down for this on YouTube. Content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation about currently administered vaccines that are improved and confirmed to be safe and effective by local health authorities and the World Health Organization isn't allowed on YouTube. So the terms of service of YouTube are directly tied with the World Health Organization, and that's Bill Gates and Davos and Clark Schwab and them, man. OXSN and Miss Sunshine are cancelled again. Check this video out, because I talk about a lot about how YouTube is directly tied with the World Health Organization. So yeah, there's that. And then on YouTube, I have a pretty decently new video. What is OXSN? This is a 5.5 hour super ultra foundational recap, ultra update, of where I screen record and go through a lot of my shit here and give you a lot of updates. That was 2 weeks ago. That's exclusively only on YouTube. And then this one is also only on YouTube, exclusive. When Ascending, Stay Grounded, Rude Awakening. But also I was being hijacked. A lot of my videos I've actually been hijacked in. I'm pretty sure I was pretty hijacked in this video here, this 3-hour video of a psilocybin awakening trip report. Hijacked by the Demiurge and worship. Oh, let's grow technology. What the fuck is this, bro? Is this going to be a robot? I'll update my Spotify very soon. Let's check this new comment. Oh yeah, it's a robot. Alright. Okay. Well done, everyone. I'm going to leave you with a quick tune. So watch out for this. Watch out for your speakers. Your speakers might blow up. But yeah, check this. Alright, I love you. Hashtag OXSN on all platforms, or just OXSN OXSN. I'm yet to update and revamp. That's also hashtag Psychodonis or hashtag Psilocybiosis, hashtag Truth Till I Die, hashtag Baron Davidson. Alright, bless everyone. I love you. Be right back.
What happened, Pele? You used to make fire music. Now you're just going bananas and crackers. Or is it crackers and bananas? That's a hit, Pele. That's a hit. That's our hit, motherfucker. Crackers and bananas. Crackers and bananas. This is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Stay declared. This is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Stay declared. This is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare has been declared. Psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. This is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare has been declared. This is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare.
this new world order. Suckers got their nanos up in me. They'll squeeze my heart or tear it all apart. If they feel like it, you see, I don't give a fuck whether you believe me. You will learn just for yourself. All you gotta do is try. My record is easy. In this world, there's no one else.
The New World Order Slayer is back. I'm plucking their motherfucking nanos off of my sack. The sheeple don't know how to act. Been giving pearls to swine, it's time to relax.
What you're about to see is going on in you right now, everywhere in you.
So this is basically what's going on in your cells right now. These are different fibers that you
I like
actively
that.
moved around with little machines, little robots, nanobots.
New world order, got cameras in my eyes. New world order, got cameras in my eyes. New world order, got cameras in my eye. New world order, got cameras in my eye. Oompa Loompa shit. You thought they told you that you would be a shot caller. Oompa Loompa shit. But what they said was you will receive a shock collar. Oompa Loompa shit. Did you even bother to read the terms of service? Oompa Loompa shit. You've invited vampires in your home and now it seems you're rather nervous. Oompa Loompa shit. Oompa Loompa shit. Oompa Loompa shit. Oompa Loompa shit. You've invited vampires in your home and now it seems you're rather nervous.
I hope you feel this. You're hearing one of the realest. When I get up on the mic, I'm trying to kick it to your spirit, trying to spark something, trying heart to heart something. If I get up on the mic, it's cause there's something that I need to say. Meaning to say, there's something that I want to discuss. For instance, the Fed, printing money and such. We're all working for this money and it's worth nothing. How about we combine our efforts and try to build something? I'm sure you got a skill, something you could do. You could trade it for whatever you needed, and that's truth. We could grow our own food or build our own houses. Instead, we give away our time and get these from the middleman. Who are these men that claim to own this land? Who stake the claim on the murder of our ancestors and built these cities on the backs of the stolen slaves? Men taken from their once sacred native land. Women taken as sex slaves to serve these men. These who wrote contracts that stand bound today when they were written in a language that the natives didn't understand. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. Imagine this, picture us with the ball. It starts with a couple driven people making calls. We start a movement, the fire spreads across. Then we pick a day and meet in all the city halls. Imagine people electing amongst themselves. Imagine if we did away with all the lobbyists. That, my friends, is the last thing they want to see. But that's the only way we'd have a true democracy. Our leaders now don't seem to hear this voice. And when we vote, it's an illusion of a choice. $1 billion puppet show where the main stars are handpicked and groomed by the CFR. So either way, the real powers don't change. And the election is just a PR campaign. Like the war on terror used to justify their deeds. Condone torture and get a Nobel Prize for peace. The president, the representatives, they need incentives and they don't represent me. Tied to strings that the people don't see. They serve a system that can only serve thieves. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. All across the world, pirates took over with the help of the WTO and Coca-Cola. They stole all the minerals and every source of water, then sold it back to the people for $1 a day, but not without adding little bits of poison, a little chemical gift for all the boys and girls. And in America, we're blind to what is happening. Most don't know about the GMO catastrophe. There are men making changes to our DNA. The mass experiment subsidized by the state. Instead of sharing the wealth with those starving, our taxes go to McDonald's, cows, and IG Farben. So I'll be damned if my brothers don't speak up. We gotta do it for the future, cause it needs us. Gotta do it for the earth and for the kids. This is the age of the microchips. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate, if you shower then you spray with your Axe spray, if you got 5 snooze playing in your room safe, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you got 22 spinning on your hoop tape, if you got paid and you spend it on a new chain, if you got Kanye bumping on your two-way, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate, if you shower then you spray with your Axe spray, if you got 5 snooze playing in your room safe, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you got 22 spinning on your hoop tape, if you got paid and you spend it on a new chain, if you got Lil Wayne bumping on your two-way, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you in a daze, let me tell you what the time is. Time to break free of this subliminal confinement, this mass-produced, superficial, toxic environment, this government-subsidized mind control experiment. I know some are feeling it, others aren't hearing it. Some will just write me off, conspiracy theorists, but the fact remains, truth stays the truth. There's a mass-scale eugenics operation aimed at you. 9 out of 10 will be like, what's eugenics? And I'm like, oh, you know, the science of racial cleansing. That's some shit you need to look up when you get home, so you start to see what shampoo and cereal have in common. IG Farben and the corn from Taco Bell. Big Pharma got you chewing on some heavy shells, plus aspartame. And the classic Coca-Cola, people get headaches when they do not drink their soda. Here's 1,000 milligrams of Ativan to help you focus. And you're close to remote control of the TV if you notice. It's a big screen, MKHD hypnosis, and most don't even see past the coaster. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate, if you shower then you spray with your Axe spray, if you got 5 snooze playing in your room safe, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you got 22 spinning on your hoop tape, if you got paid and you spend it on a new chain, if you got Kanye bumping on your two-way, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid.
If you happen to swallow more than is recommended for use with brushing, call poison control. Isn't that telling you something? That type of language border on insanity when you consider the fact that's what's found in 8 ounces of water from your fluoride treatment facility. And they recommend the pea-size. Commercials are killing me. Filling the whole brush up. I'd like to squeeze a tube down the CEO's throat and make him shut up. Back to the industrial waste plants. It don't even matter if it was used in concentration camps. The fact remains, fluoride is a poison used to attack your brains and put holes in your skull. Did you know that? It's the base compound found in your Prozac. And if you can't follow the speech, you're probably more docile than Dolly the sheep. Believe in everything your Rockefeller school said. These days an A+ is a fool's grade. What they talking, if you think it's the truth, then you're a fan of Kool-Aid, man, you're drinking the juice.
You wake up and you brush with your Colgate, if you shower then you spray with your Axe spray, if you got 5 snooze playing in your room safe, you been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you got 22 spinning on your hoop tape, if you got paid and you spend it on a new chain, if you got Kanye bumping on your two-way, You've been sipping on some heavy, heavy Kool-Aid. We're here to disrupt your Tavistock program. Here to cut right through the onslaught of slogans. This ain't the mind control you hear on BET. You'll probably never see me or Pays on TV. That's strictly for the puppets that they use for what they selling, y'all. Bling, empty sex, young money, Rockefeller, y'all. We try to warn them, but they care about nada. Too entertained with Lil Wayne and Lady Gaga. And it's become ridiculous how dumbed down the scene is. Co-workers telling me that Lil Wayne's a genius. That's cause the social engineers have got plans for. And people really got some low standards. But it's the kids to which they really try to cater. Brainwashed wannabes are calling me a hater. But I don't give a fuck, I tell it like it is, see? Way beyond these petty little suckers trying to diss me. I'm reaching to the open-minded, level-headed youth. Ready for some real music, starving for the truth. Revolution coming and no matter what, the truth stays. Now stop sipping on that heavy, heavy Kool-Aid. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate. If you shower, then you spray with your Axe spray. If you got Fox News playing in your room, say you been sipping on some heavy, heavy Kool-Aid. If you got 22 spinning on your hoopty. If you got paid and you spend it on a new check. If you got Kanye bumping on your two-way. You been sipping on some heavy, heavy Kool-Aid. Right, sis, yes, go and get it. Got some fire on my hands and I'll be steady coming with it. If you're trying to understand, you know that I don't rhyme for critics. All I have is truth, so I don't have no time for gimmicks. Arrive with it, vibe with it, high with it. I give thanks, with God as my eyewitness. I fly with me, I keeping me real strong. I guide me through the storm and take me back home with a new song every single day of the year. Jah send blessing like the birds in my ear. The water in my cup and my will to see clear. Pushing me to climb the mountain, shedding all fear. Still here, still down for the cause. Shutting down walls till this Babylon falls. Still on the crawl with my brothers and my sisters. Somewhere deep inside of me I'm pleading a resistance. My fire blazes, my world inside raging. I brew storms like lions inside cages. In ancient days they would burn me at the stake. Nowadays we're sedated with the blessing from the state. There's been times when I couldn't even lift my eyelids. Cameras on me and solo confinement. I ain't lying, these doctors are outrageous, holding me against my will, claiming I'm disabled. They say that the girl gone crazy. They wanna put us all on heavy medication. They don't like that I'm non-complacent. Starting revolutions with my friends in the basement. They say that the girl gone crazy. They wanna put us all on heavy medication. They don't like that I'm non-complacent. Starting revolutions with my friends in the basement. Some see a lot of things but don't talk. Some talk and end up in outline and old chalk. Cause their cold hearts can't let the wise ones speak. Their silence is the outcome of a battle with the beast. A long struggle, so beware of the pale horse. I will tell you my story if you share yours. Born in 85, raised in Florida. I was just a baby when my mama crossed the border. Ahora aquí yo veo lo que está pasando. La gente no lo cree, pero tragan de su mano. Y los ancianos mandan su ayuda de las nubes. Siempre están hablando, mi hermano, te lo juro. Y estoy segura, ya he vivido 1,000,000 de vidas. En esta soy mujer, pero mi amor es la misma. No me quites mi humanidad, déjame mi sueño. Y es mi decisión lo que yo hago con mi cuerpo, eso es sincero. No me toques mi derecho a vivir la vida natural como mi Dios la hizo. Mi paraíso, mira lo que te hicieron. ¿Cómo puedo ayudar, amor? ¿Cómo te sirvo? Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. That's the sound of the warriors coming. The wicked run when they hear these drums. And a day come we don't need their money. We're gonna build our own world. That's the sound of the warriors coming. The wicked run when they hear these drums. And a day come we don't need their money. We're gonna build our own world. They say that the girl gone crazy. They wanna put us all on heavy medication. They don't like that I'm non-complacent. Starting revolutions with my friends in the basement. They say that the girl gone crazy. They wanna put us all on heavy medication. They don't like that I'm non-complacent. Starting revolutions with my friends in the basement. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi.
Above the atmosphere, the angels see it clear. The inevitable unraveling of what's happening here. They hear the birthing pains of Mama Gaia's rebirth and see the wildfire that's spreading across the earth. From DC to Palestine, destinies are intertwined. People taken to the streets for the peace that we seek to find. You see, upon this earth, there's many, many realms, and some people live in heaven while some people live in hell. And I try to give a voice and light to the forgotten ones who slip through the cracks of the sick best of Babylon. Meeting fates that'll put your soul in a rage. Shit, I can't even say. Done to these children kept in places. Millions of cases. I can't take much more. It's like we living in a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. In my next life, I think I'll come back as lightning, so I can do some necessary striking. And I'm completely serious. Need to purge the earth of this sickness. May all of mankind bear witness to the rise of true justice as we take it into our own hands. Draw a line and take a stand. With earth as my witness, I rise to the occasion and help wake the nations. Change come with a swiftness to help shift us all back into natural law. With earth as my witness, I rise to the occasion and help wake the nations. Change come with a swiftness to heal and evolve. Freedom and justice for all. We know the justice system is an injustice system. Rapists run rampant while innocents rot in prison. And it's not a flaw, it's inherent in the design, engineered from the conquistadors' minds. Steady over time, since the days of the crusades. They've slayed whoever's in their way, take whatever's in their way, stealing sacred ground on behalf of the crown. Whole population slaughtered when the orders came down. And then they set up courts, ruled by self-appointed lords. The lawless ones demand that we abide by their laws. Despite the genocide and decimation of Turtle Island, they want us to seek peace from a system built on violence, but no more silence. The setup isn't hard to see. It's all built on murder, lies, rape, theft, and usury. For their crimes against humanity and all that they've destroyed, I declare the whole system null and void. With earth as my witness, I rise to the occasion and help wake the nations. Change come with a swiftness to help shift us all back into natural law. With earth as my witness, I rise to the occasion and help wake the nations. Change come with a swiftness to heal and evolve. Freedom and justice for all. People make some room. We got prayers coming through. People make some room. We got prayers coming through. People make some room. We got prayers For your healing and my healing and no